Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 vlog of Kill La Kill. Episode 6. Yep, episode 6 of the vlogs of episode 6 of Kill La Kill. Yeah, okay. So, what happens in this? Apparently, mysterious glasses man, ow, belongs to a group who he says is actually named Nudist Beach. And apparently there's a special way to say it where you take off your clothes and go, Nudist Beach. There's a lot of male TNA in this one. TNA. Don't ask what the T stands for there. I'm being awful. I'm sorry. Uh, so what? Ryuko gets challenged by one of the actual members of the Elite Four. I still can't believe they're called that. I keep expecting Bruno to be sitting there with his big handcuffs and gi pants in the corner with an onyx. Uh, uh, so yeah, the one who challenges her, I'm just going to call Lord Spike Crotch because he's got this big crotch belt thing with these three big spikes coming out of it, and spikes on the shoulders, and a bokudo, a wooden sword, the practice training sword, the one that the guy in Ranma, I'm forgetting names like crazy today. Um, the the God, he says this is driving me nuts now, and it's a totally different anime. The guy in Rama one half who has the training sword and constantly shouts his own name is the only name that I can't remember from that show off the top of my head right now. That's embarrassing. That is incomprehensibly embarrassing. Oh God. Anyway, back to Kill la Kill. What am I doing? Uh, I love this. I love this. The way she found out that the glasses man was in cahoots with the sewing machine dude is that the kid she hired the uh, oh shit, Seiko. Uh, I can't remember names anymore. I'm gonna get a call from my relatives and they're gonna go, "This is," and I'm gonna sit there going, "Oh my goodness!" I'm going back to the States to visit them soon, so I better start remembering. Uh, anyway, so the kid, Seiko's younger brother, gets information for her and finds a picture of the two having a drink together from the last episode, and she says he's got great connections. What it really is that he's got photos of her while she's sleeping that she sells to these perverts who are the ones that actually has connections. Uh, oh, I love that kid. I do. I can't even remember his name. I can't remember her. Ma, Ma, Mako. Mako. Yes, there we are. I remember because it sounded like Iroh's voice or Aku's voice, if you will. Mako. Uh, and so Spike Crotch apparently is arrogant because he's described as he calls himself the Ozuru, which is like the big Saiyan ape kind of thing. But not the Saiyan ape. That was an Ozomaru. That in and I'm getting confused with Japanese, and I'm gonna stop using Japanese now. He's a monkey man. Basically, the spirit of the monkey is within him, and he has the Sharingan ability to see everything, sort of thing. Not imitate, but predict everything. That's the only change. It doesn't look like the Sharingan though, but it's obviously a rip off of the Sharingan or other eye techniques from Naruto. How many of those are there now? I lost count on that. Anyway, so he has this ability to predict opponents' moves just by seeing, and his Goku uniform transforms into this samurai mech suit Gundam-esque sort of thing with the samurai armor greaves on, and has this. has these barrel bazooka things, these Gatling bazookas, with filled with bokudos. I don't know what the actual term for the training sword is. That he just uses. He sticks his hands up, puts them in there, right, and he's got this whirring whack of training swords that he just flails everywhere. And the first time that he and Ryuko fight, he gets his ass handed to him. But he goes to Biko lady, Lady Satsuki, and begs for a second chance, and he gets it. He gets it because he's sewn his eyes shut. Wow, that's what you call a hardcore 70s kung fu film kind of dedication. Speaking of which, there's an entire flashback scene that reminded me of Kung Fu Hustle or Kill Bill or something like that, where it shows how he and Satsuki Biko lady first met, and basically, do you all remember Yu Yu Hakusho, where it showed where Kuwabara and Yusuke first met? Same sort of thing, but more. Put it on steroids. Yeah, that's a good term. On steroids. It's that scene, but on steroids. He gets his ass handed to him, and so now that he has his eyes sewn shut, all of his senses go amplified. He can feel the universe and all that stuff. He can hear a volcano explode on Io, kind of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's stuff that he shouldn't be able to hear, but he does because of anime logic. Uh, and so, of course, the second time that he gets his uniform resewed, and the second time they fight, Ryuko gets her ass handed to her, and she is only saved because literally the suit, the Goku uniform that he is wearing, Lord Spikecrotch, is not powerful enough to keep up with him, right? So it powers down, it demorphs him, and he's failed. He feels like it, but now he has this bandana on his face. He's like the blind warrior lady from uh, Samurai Champloo. Uh, yeah, Samurai Champloo. That's what I'm thinking of. Uh, and so it ends with Ryuko in an alleyway, way far away from the school, trying to recover. Uh, because the only strategy she had before was to cut off a piece of Senketsu. That's the name. And turn into little cloths and sort of fling them and jam them all into his eye sockets because the suit has other eye holes, like armor eye holes that allow him to see all over the place. But now he's blind, so that doesn't work. Uh, so he can feel her sweat. He can smell her pheromones, which is real creepy. Uh, and now he can do all this stuff. And I think I'm right in saying this is one of the few guys that we see naked who you wouldn't mind seeing naked. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Usually they tend to draw men as either rubbery or stupid looking, or I'm getting way into creepy territory. I'm sorry. Anyway, his uniform overheats, but after the fight, Ryuko is away recovering, and his Goku uniform gets updated, so now he's super awesome Omega. I see all things, and his senses are on absolute overdrive. So he can't even have like a hot drink without it really hurting him, which is a major weakness. Because God, you can ring a bell around him, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a symbiote. Those of you who are only familiar with the version of fire of Venom that's weak against fire, Sonics are the major weakness to the symbiotes. And now this guy has will probably, I'm calling it, will probably have a Sonic weakness or something to do with heat because he mentioned they couldn't take the heat anymore. So yeah, Ryuku. Ry, there are way too many damn characters in anime who have a variation of the name Ryoko. Uh, Ryuko. Ryuko is screwed because Senketsu is not powerful enough to deal with this guy at the current level of unlock that he's at. You know, she needs more EXP. Uh, yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the next episode. I probably won't record it tonight because I am very, very tired. I had bad chicken, so I'm kind of sick from that. It was my own fault. It's not the restaurant. I tried to cook chicken for myself, and that's what happened. Uh, anyway, Kill la Kill is still one of the better series. I can't believe. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last uh, vlog on it. Just been very depressed lately. Uh, Changes, not changes, things happening. Failure of equipment. Not going to go into that because it's too depressing for me at the moment. Uh, I did lose some recordings hence the gap of uploads, but I'm going back to things that I didn't record. I downloaded a few new games, so that's coming. I did lose my Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, but judging by the view count, none of you really cared all that much. So I'll be switching to another horror game. You know, I just hope I can stop blinking for long enough to play it. Hint, hint. Uh, so not all that much to say about this episode without completely ruining it for you. Very compressed because I don't remember much about this guy being from any of the other episodes. Then again, this is only episode 6. If he's a consistent character, he could be good. Maybe he'll be a good guy in the future. Doubtful. Uh, from what they've shown us so far, he's pretty close to Satsuki, Lady Biko, and yeah, I'm racking my brain right now to try and think of things. Very visual anime, so it's hard to describe things without copyrighted material being on the screen. Here, look, this is how coordinated I am at the moment. Look at that coordination. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. If you like Kill la Kill yourself and you want to have if you want to leave conversations down below in the comment section, please do so. Give me your thoughts. If you have any thoughts on this episode or in the series in general, please leave them down in the comments down below, and I will read them in the next vlog. But read as many as I can, because if there is 0, I can't read them. I can't. Well, I could just sit there and go, there were 0 comments. Spacebar, 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 spacebar. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. This is what I get. This is what I get for waiting to do videos at 3 a.m. Because for God's sakes. Brain fart. Damn it. Anyway, I will see you in episode 7. Loving this show so far. If you have any recommendations for shows similar to this or just other anime shows in general that you'd like to see me do a vlog series on, leave it in the comments down below. Those of you who follow me on Google and can't +1 the video or leave a comment directly onto the video because you're seeing this on Google+, leave it in the comment and I will get to you as soon as I can because my Google alerts are fantastic. Except for the comments on the actual YouTube. I have to go to the actual channel for that. Thank you, Google. First you take away the tag suggestions, now this. Anyway, I'll see you. You have a nice day. You have a nice holiday approaching thing. I refuse to call it Valentine's Day. It's way too sad a holiday. Oh well, I always have KJ. You give me a dirty look. You're the one that started it.